This morning we're looking at the state of maternity care in New Zealand. We're running a poll on Facebook. So far, 55% of you say maternity services need major work, 27% say things aren't that bad, and the rest say services are fine as they are. One major concern from the latest Ministry of Health report is from women who have suffered the tragedy of having a stillborn child. More than a third of these women feel they're not told enough about what happened. Jenn has dealt with many women in this position and has been an advocate for better maternity care since her own child was permanently disabled from a botched birth, and she joins us now. This work, in a sense, you're a founding member of AIM, Action to Improve Maternity. This work has become your life's mission. Why did you take it on?
Because nobody else was. The simple answer, nobody else was. You know, I had this big, otherwise healthy, full-term baby sitting in the newborn unit. They all called her the big baby. There was no problems there, apparently. But she was very, 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 very sick. And I can remember thinking, you know, somebody's going to come along soon and tell me what happened, and they don't. The trauma team, the investigation unit, you know, we've got it for serious crashes, we've got it for all sorts of other things, but and if I took her into hospital today with 2 bruises on her, they'd investigate me. But there's nothing to find out how come these things are happening. So that's a double whammy, really, because not only do the family not get answers in order to heal or move on or just have closure or understanding, but there's also the fact that we're not learning from these children, from these experiences. If we don't know what they are, we can't help fix things and prevent them for the future.
So the survey says that a third of women who have a stillborn baby, a baby that reaches full term, could have survived potentially and then does not survive, they simply don't know why that happened.
They've gone home without feeling like they've got enough answers as to why that's happened. And you often hear birth is a natural process. We don't always, you know, nature doesn't always allow us to get it right. We don't know why these things happen, they sometimes just do. But there is always a reason. It's not necessarily preventable, but there is always a reason. And AIM actually helps people find those things out.
So what difference does it make having that information, knowing why your baby died?
Well, a multitude of reasons. I mean, even for future pregnancies, if you have another, you know, if you're going to have another baby, is the same thing going to happen? If you haven't found out how come, then you've got that fear. You can do things differently for yourself, let alone for other people in the system. You know, if the system could need changing, it could have just been a lack of communication. It could have been a lack of monitoring. It could have been the, you know, placenta failed or whatever, and you know that from then on, your history is that you've got to have your children perhaps a wee bit earlier, or there might be a cesarean might save the next one, or there's all sorts of reasons why that's a good thing for the whole country.
So there's talk about New Zealand doing really good care for people whose babies die immediately after when they're in that hospital environment. But you're saying post that, the system fails. What do we need, in your opinion?
We've been pushing for some kind of trauma team. I mean, AIM is acting as that at the moment. Families come to us when they go, look, I wasn't completely happy and my baby died and I'm not sure why. We'll get their notes, we'll take them to part of our network as obstetricians and that, and we'll help them investigate. We shouldn't be doing that. It should have been set up in the system already for the benefit of everybody.
So you're saying at the moment AIM is doing that job, but you'd like to see the Ministry of Health take that on?
Totally.
What's the cost? What would be involved? Have you investigated that at all?
I've put it to the Health Select Committee. We've come up with a few things, and the Health Select Committee were fabulous to us a few years ago. Tony Ryle hasn't actually done an awful lot of the 20 pages of recommendations, but yeah, we'll be putting it to them again hopefully this year as well. And you know, at the end of the day, what does it cost? I mean, if a kid like mine costs over her lifetime $38 million. It doesn't matter how much it costs. Like, one kid is costing $38 million from a screw-up. If we can prevent that screw-up, you know...
You're talking about the ACC, the cost of ACC to look after your daughter over her lifetime is $38 million.
That's an average price. Average price is $38 million. That's what they've set it at recently. So, you know, it's a false economy to not do it.
All right, Jenn Hooper from AIM, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.